So why cannot Kim Jong-un? Wow, so Yeonmi would never date me in a free country. You're hilarious. Uh, yeah, no, I mean, so Maine, so when you were in South Korea, did you travel by bullet trains or other type of trains? Yes, I have. I have traveled in South Korea in the bullet train, and it is it is sad to see America infrastructure wise how much it's behind. As much as I love this country, it's a there's a cultural ideology war going on. We could have spent so much energy building this country, beautiful country, better roads, better train, better schools, but the country is so utterly divided. In a way, they don't even understand how much they are behind when it comes to infrastructures compared to a lot of Asian countries and European countries. And it is true that so much parts. I think that's why one of the things that Trump talking about was the infrastructure in America is like third world. When you land in JFK and you're looking at the road, you really it's hard to believe this is the best country in the world, because when you land in other countries in Asia, I mean, it's this shiny like thing that takes you in a bullet like speed, and in America it's like trains taking forever. So yeah, I mean, we have so much to do in this country. I mean, why we are spending the energy to censor what is a hate speech and what is, like all those like wrong speeches. We should devote same energy to build things, make things work. I think this is the difference between Asian mindset and being in America right now, is that Asians want things to work. A lot of times all we want is like, does it work? Is it efficient? But in America, it's like, that's not it. It's just so everything politicized, everything. Even though me saying like I want the infrastructure to be better, I don't know how it's gonna be taken. So it's just not helping anybody at this point to be having this attitude. So Brent, Yemi, will you be my economics tutor? No, I'm horrible at economics, guys. I know, it's like I studied econ at Columbia for 2 years. I learned so much, but yeah, I'm not that good. So Rebecca, thank you. Off topic, but can you share the kind of makeup skincare you use? I am a MUA and your skin and makeup is lovely. What is MUA? I know a lot of people say like, why your skin is so oily? Well, guys, in Korea we call it glowy. There's a big difference between glowy and oily. Oily is like something you don't wash, so on the surface there's like a lot of oil comes out. Glowy is like coming inherently from so much full of moisture shining through. So basically I don't use a powder or foundation that American makeup use that cares your skin. I have a video I will share with you at the end. Thank you for your support though. Anyway, so let's keep going to the questions. Here we are. I really a makeup artist. Okay, MUA is a makeup artist. Okay, wow, that's a lot of short terms. Anyway, so that was I know another thing that I'm glowy. You're so funny. So Melara, with the amount of porters around my home city, you don't need speed bumps. What is a potholes? Oh, okay, exactly. In Chicago is unbelievable too. So puzzled is like a question. Have you seen the video where North Korea marched to the beaches? God bless you, and I will support any way I can. Oh, thank you. I have to look that up. So another thing that I've been reading about China is that comparing to America, and it's a real threat that China gonna be becoming number one. I do really recommend you guys to read this book called Invisible China. I've been learning so much is that, it's as much as China, like, so last time I had this my Patreon, Google Hangouts. So on my Patreon, guys, I do have a Google Hangouts often and exchange ideas. I learn from them and they get to teach me something. And then there was a person joined in a Russian name and didn't speak until like 50 first minutes of the Google Hangout. And then the last time he turned on the video, he would almost gave me a heart attack. He was wearing Kim's badges, the dictator's badges, and behind him was a Stalin portrait, Xi Jinping portrait, and Kim Jong-il portrait. And then told me, what are you gonna say that the poverty that China was able to like rescue a lot of people from poverty, given that reason isn't enough for us to praise China? And I was saying like, China didn't left these people from poverty. Free market did. That's the thing. Like that's what free market did. Every country that tries free market, many people become rich, and then their standard of living going up. And the new problem that China is facing is, I'm gonna go to that, but let me answer your question first. So Yoshi is like, do you have a specific schedule for a day of the month where you do Google Hangouts? I usually in the beginning of the month I do that, but I can from now on moving forward I can set a date so everybody can work around the schedule. But for now I'm usually doing the first beginning of the month. So LDS German Shepherd Boy, 새해 축복을 많이 받으세요. 감사합니다. I remember reading somewhere that Kim Il-sung's Korean wasn't as good to begin with. Why did North Korean support him? Because he left Korea very early on. Korea was colonized by Japan. He went to Manchuria. He went to Soviet Union. So I bet his Korean wasn't excellent. The reason why North Koreans support him was they have no choice. But also though he did get support because he did promise. He was very appealing to peasants, right? The people who were uneducated. And this is another video that I thought about making. Why North Korea is so poor is that the people who got power under this regime wasn't the people who actually were intellectuals or the religious leaders. They were the people who were peasants and who were criminals, who wasn't happy, right? Even during the Japanese colonialism, if people worked hard, they could get rewarded. But these people didn't want to work hard. And then when Kim Il-sung came, he said, the reason you are poor is because of the oppressors, like the capitalists. The reason you are poor is because of your enemies. And then he gave power to these like gangs, the people who didn't want to work, and also the people who were peasant, but mostly they were not educated at all. And Kim Jong-un got rid of all the entrepreneurs. He executed all the professors, people who were owning the lands, who were able to understand economics. All those people, intellectuals, were gone under Kim Il-sung. And people loved him because he said, you know, the reason you are poor is not because of you, it's because somebody else, because of the oppressors. And right, it is always hard to think it's your problem that you are not developing, right? That the self-responsibility is the hardest thing you can do. And when you can blame your misery, why not? And Kim Il-sung knew that so well, that he was going to create an enemy, like what Hitler did, right? Because we have this depression, we have this economic hardship because of Jewish people. Exact same thing. Kim Il-sung used the exact same tactic, saying, you know, it's not because of your laziness. It's not because of something's wrong with you. Just because of oppressors, you are miserable. Therefore, if you give me power and your liberty, I'm gonna go execute all these bad guys for you and make sure that you are gonna have a good life under this system. And a lot of people who did not even know how to read, it sounded so nice, isn't it? Like, what a dream is that you don't even talk about human nature. They just keep telling you everything gonna be fine, everything gonna be free, that in this under new system, all you have to do is just following the orders, then you're gonna have a great happy life, great healthcare, great education, great retirement, great, you know, country and food. And they just really believed him. And that, I know that the road to the hell always paved by good intentions. It is that truth. Whenever people pursue this utopia, we usually ending up in a complete misery.